Good morning, and I see a lot of faces who has heard me in the past CMS. Sorry, it was a different what it was in Bahrain. We were actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the entire journey of, like India is a developing country, so we learn a lot of things from the Europeans and Americans, and to speed up the process, because we need to take care of the 204047, the benchmark, and to have a green environment and green nation, green earth. So we as a manufacturer, we took a first step when we thought, okay, what is TUV and AMSAT? That was a real question for us in India in 2016-17. And we started developing a few members, teams. I will not say scientists, but we have an engineers. Scientists are always in government bodies. In industry, we have an engineers. And very young engineers of average age of 28 years who put on the job. It took us around 4 years to develop the first facility of laboratory performance testing as per the call 1, that is EN 141811526-7-3. Further, we enhanced to that with then field testing also in 2021. So the facility becomes the first facility accredited within ISO IEC 17025 in Asia. And that has benefited the manufacturer like us, in Indian manufacturer, to have utilized that facility and to be at par with global standards of providing that emission monitoring system. So, this is my first international presentation after we had been honored, or the product which has been ordered and an AMSAT certified for the CEMS system. And I always, pass on the thanks to the certain gathering of CEMS in last 10 years when I'm participating. We learn a lot from the stalwarts of the gas detection systems. And we improve ourselves, we develop, we R&D, we do a lot of R&D to meet to the precise standard and precise requirement for the environment monitoring and the continuous emission. So this is what we are going to talk about. So the content of discussions will thought process, when the thought process I already discussed, overview of quality assurance. I'll be discussing my journey, what we learned and how we reached to this place, that. Because almost all people know about the EN standards and US EPA. So like in India, we are worried about more of the deterioration in spite of enforcement, in spite of a lot of awareness creation, but still the type of industries are very old, very small, and to manage at the 5-ton or 10-ton boilers to the emission level controlling and asking them to install the controlling systems, hence to achieve the emission standards or ELV. So it is a big challenge for our country. But to meet that challenge, definitely you need a system to measure accurately that standard, hence you can control it. So these are the things which we have been, thought process was there. So Coal 1, everyone knows what is the purpose. The yellow line I highlighted, it's for the ensure the quality and reliability, the standardized testing equipment, drift and linearity checks. These are the most important thing. Whatever the technology we use, the important is at the end of the day, this matters. Then systematic assessment and verification. So once you have a certification of the product, doesn't end the story. That starts the story. Because the verification of the reliability of that certified product after installing it at the site or the plant is more important. Or I will say it is as good as same importance of having a certification of the product. And what I found in 2018, that my country was missing with that. Because we use a lot of certified product was bombarded in India by the multinational companies. Unfortunately, there was no assessment facility, a regular assessment facility in India to ensure that certified product, which has been certified for that standard and the ELVs, or probably the uncertainties, MOU, you are not sure about after a year what has happened to that. So that was an idea behind that to have that more accurate. So I don't need to introduce a call one. Actually, everybody knows, but this is what we understand when we started in 2016, 17, about understanding call one. This is what it is not about call three alone, because just having an analyzer, putting into certification, or you'll say it's not. Your manufacturing place has to be in QMS. So the place where you manufacture the product has to pass under the QMS. And your system, it's not about only an analyzer. We sometimes say my analyzer is certified. In this standard QL1, it is your entire system, what I understand. If I'm mistaken, please you can correct it to me. It is about starting from your sampling probe, analyzer, gas conditioning, handling system, controllers, your display units, and your software, which works together, entire thing which gives you a complete process into that. So this was EN 5267, like 15267-3 goes within performance testing lab and the field. So being in well, first when we had started this, we said, no, not 90 days. Let's go for 180 days. Because we being an Indian, and we don't want to take a chance. Because the field test is 90 days with the two identical systems with the same source emission. You have to go with an entire test procedures. But we have, with 3 times we have done, and the confidence of our product was increased. So my confidence level on my product, what we manufacture, I was not knowing. So that has given an additional benefit apart from the certification. So this is the small things which I told you that what we faced in India, where we don't have an evaluation facility or repeatability testing facility. So these are the major things. And then we talk about the green environment. It's very difficult. When we say I'm giving you a certified product, so the call 1, call 2, call 3, and AST. Now the most important, the frequency, like call 1 I have done. I have given, I certified, I have given the product. Now what about the call 2? Now who will do that? Call 2 has to be done by an accredited laboratory. And there is no accredited laboratory in entire Asia. Since last 4 years back we have now. Before that it was not there. So what then? So are the Indian manufacturers removing the system, sending to TUV Ireland? No. So then AST. I'm not talking call 5 which comes every 5 years. I'm talking about AST, annual surveillance test. So how good your engineering, how good the best product you have, if it is not regularly evaluated, probably you have always an failure of the results, or maybe your planning of having a good atmosphere or an environment. So these are the things what we follow for our system. When we supply to our customers, we ensure this thing has been taken care into that. But this was possible because we have a laboratory testing facility in India. So this is, everybody knows, as I was talking, call 1, it is not only the performance testing, but the prior requirement is that the product has to, with this testing. These are the laboratory tests which we perform. We each and words and lines of the standard has been implemented of EN 14181, 15267-3, and that's the latest version of 2014 has been taken care into that. So the field test, the most important here which I work on this is this part. I have a product which is certified. My product which is now certified, I'm installing. But if I'm not installing my probe properly as per 15259, none of the system you can be ensured that it is working as per the certified things. Now, the question is, who spent? If I ask my customer that you have to conduct 15259, I have to do 3 days isokinetic with the traverse point, the grid we're talking about, and I'll say this amount. He says, no, Pritesh, we want a compliance. So regulatory, I need to send my data to regulators. Like India has an online data communication. You know that we send a data, real-time data to the server of the government. So now, this is a question mark. But we understand that and we ensure that we follow this entire things into that. So these are the complete circle. None of things can be missed here. You have to go with an entire circle, and then only you can consider, you can rely about the environment policies, whatever we draft for the future based on the data. Because data is more important nowadays. So whatever we are talking today, we are talking of 10 years, 15 years data with all the presenters. But data accuracy is more, all the reliability rather, I will say, is more important. This is a laboratory performance test when there's a few snapshots where our equipment was sent for the performance testing. This is what 15259, it's according to this is most important thing. So this was a field testing we had been conducted for the, not 90 days, you need 90 days. We had done for 3 times, and that too also with a 2 different plant with a different capacity of power generation plant stacks, as per the requirement of 30% of about 100% of daily emission limit, considering that criteria. And this is all field test. Again, it's a circle. You can't miss. And there are the frequencies, 4, 5 days, 1, 2 days, 10 days, or maybe 3 months, and all this thing. So this entire thing we learn thanks to the people, those who have prepared the standard so strong that it builds up a strong equipment and more reliable equipment. So benefits, this is like data is reliable and accurate, providing insight into the process efficiency. I always say that a few of my speeches in the last 1 year have been more concentrating on the process optimization while using the CEMS system, rather than only talking about the compliance, regulation, and environment conservation. So if you use the right equipment, reliable equipment, you can, on downstream, you can have a better process controls, process efficiency can be optimized. Then efficiency of process, that's what I'm talking, and legal compliance, obviously, that is everybody does for that. So we added this facility with the RATA also. So our product, what we have done 1 step ahead. We're doing this at the field after installation, the validation. Here the certification doesn't come, but then accredited 17025 accredited laboratory has to do a validation after the installation as per the 40 CFR and as per the relative accuracy test audits of the Title 40 Part 75. So these are the things what we do in activity. We really do that. We practically do that at site. If anything missing, you can guide us, but this is what actually we are doing that. So this is the field performance. 2 identical systems was been installed. These are the few, like we are talking about the traverse point. We are practically gone with that. We have taken this data, and I think we have done this. Probably those who are very seniors into this field may not like this, but for India, it's probably something. In last 8 years, we have done this, and we understand it's very useful for that. So the facilities available, as I'm talking since last 3 of CEMS conference. So we have an options like for National Physical Laboratory, but as a recent news which I got from NPL, they have been, I think, sir, is that they informed me that accreditation is not there for 14181152667-3. The another option left is TUI Relay in Germany, and the third option is in India, TUI TCQA Labs Private Limited. And all the 3 options probably make ahead, but the accreditations we carry with this, all this thing. And the international fraternity can utilize this facility as well from in Asia. So it is a proud moment. We will officially, I can announce that our system, it is a very proud moment for us, an Indian manufacturer, the first Indian manufacturer to have a product certified for the AMS for this, as per the standards what you know into that. And I express my gratitude to the CEM organizer also for giving a lot of the platform, to increase our knowledge, to enrich ourselves, to learn the highly knowledgeable people, and to implement the same thing in India. Frankly speaking, India doesn't have much of the government support or the pollution board supports or MOEF supports into this. So whatever you have to do, you have to do it individually. And it is always a proud moment for made in India, made for the world. And this is This is what reliability to sustainability. If any questions, I can answer you. Thank you so much.